Hello and welcome to the news here on Magic Breaks Now, India's first property business channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. Let's take a look at the top stories that we're tracking. It is the big war of the cities, and D-Day, that is January 26th, is just a fortnight away. As the war heats up, we speak to a man who's privy to the smart plans of most of the cities. That's our top story. Delhi has led the charge, and the fight against air pollution is now spilling over to other cities. The National Green Tribunal has asked states to submit a detailed report on air quality by the 9th of February. Maximum City Mumbai's fight to breathe is set to get a verdict soon. The Bombay High Court will announce its verdict on the Suri Coal Hill case on the 14th of January. Let's kickstart things then with our special series, War of the Cities. We are inching closer to D-Day when the top 20 smart cities will be announced, and the country's top cities are keeping their fingers crossed, hoping to bag a spot in the most talked about list. In a little under a fortnight, January 26th to be precise, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will announce who's made the cut and who's out. Ahead of the D-Day, my colleague Disha Shah caught up with Pratap Padode, founder-director at Smart Cities Council India, who's privy to the smart plans submitted by several civic bodies. Listen to what he had to say.
Firstly, 97 cities, they have submitted, they have presented, they have given presentations to the government. So amongst them, which presentations do you really think will make it to that top 20 list?
There are lots of cities which have already started moving along that line. For instance, Pune, Surat, Visakhapatnam have sort of moved their entire activity in terms of the plan where they engage with the citizens, etc. at a quite powerful level. And I think it's going to be a great new change with these 20 names coming up, because the 77 cities which don't get selected are the ones which are going to go back to the drawing board, and they're going to wonder what went wrong. But I think as the ministry says, that they can actually come back during the course of the year and submit their plans all over again.
Which one would you pick your, name any two or three or five cities that you think could make it to that list?
I've seen the plans are pretty good for Visakhapatnam, for Pune, for Ajmer, for Jaipur, Surat. So these plans are good, and I think they should merit inclusion in the list, hopefully.
So what needs to be done actually on ground to ensure that the cities, they stay smart enough?
Well, I think as per the plan, obviously they need to ensure that the projects are sustainable. The projects, whether they've chosen to be area based, whether it's greenfield, brownfield, and they sort of they are actually making an impact. When you say Pan City Initiative, it has to be impactful.
The top 20 cities that are going to be selected. So are you guys focusing only on the metros, or is it going to be a mix?
It's going to be a mix, complete mix, all kinds of cities. And there are, I think, 30 odd cities within the 97 are between 200,000 and a million population also. So a large number within that range. And in fact, I think lives will be hugely impacted there, because they're 200 crores a year in a city which has a size of population between 200,000 and a million is going to make a sizable impact.
And lastly, the Smart City Mission project, how will this impact the real estate prices? Do you think that there will be a big impact on that front?
If a project like a bridge or a station or an airport or a port gets created in a city, a small size, it lends itself to a larger play of real estate. Just like in Mumbai, we have the Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link. The moment the bridge will come out, the whole Panvel area is going to open up in terms of real estate play.
So all fingers crossed for the 26th of January. Now, it's not just cities who are racing towards becoming smart. The government also plans to make villages across the country smart too. Home Minister Rajnath Singh announced this in a farmers' rally in Greater Noida. What exactly is the government planning? My colleague Deepa Rana joins us with all the details from New Delhi. Deepa, thank you so much for being with us here on the news. Tell us, what exactly is this new plan all about?
Rajnath Singh today had gone to the Kisan rally in Greater Noida, and he has announced that about 300 smart villages are going to be developed all over the country. In next 4 to 5 years, we'll see more of smart villages all over the country. For now, 100 districts have been identified, out of which 300 crores have been sanctioned. 8,000 clusters are there of these villages. It is important, as on one hand we are, banking on smart cities. It is also important that rural development is there. Government is focusing on organic farming, which is very important, and about 18 crore families of farmers are there, which are located in about 6 lakh villages all across the country. So rural development is going to will be developed, and it's going to be a good step all in all.
All right, Deepa Rana there getting us the update on how villages across the country are all set to get smart. Thank you so much for that. Moving on. One of the big infrastructure projects in Maharashtra has received its long-pending forest clearance. The Mumbai Trans-Harbour link has gotten the green nod from the Forest Ministry. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis said that this project will be commissioned by 2019. And my colleague Suyesha Sawant is standing by with all the details on that front. Suyesha, a lot of people have already bought homes, based on this, and a lot of people are looking to buy homes on the basis of this. Tell us more.
That's right. The Mumbai Trans-Harbour link will be 22 kilometers long, which will connect Mumbai to Navi Mumbai. Now, it is very critical from the point of view of access to the upcoming Navi Mumbai International Airport. The Mumbai Trans-Harbour link has finally got forest clearance, and the Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis has said that it will get commissioned by 2019. Now, the Forest Advisory Committee has given a deadline of 3.5 years within which they want the project to get completed. They have also said that the permissions need to be taken from the NGT and the Bombay High Court, and to which the Chief Minister said that the MMRDA officials are very confident that they will get the required permissions, and he said that if everything goes as per plan, then the MMRDA officials should be able to begin construction on the bridge by November this year. Now, the cost of the project is 11,500 crores. The loan agreement with JECA is expected to get signed in March this year, after which the bids for developers will get invited. This process should take about 4 to 5 months. Like I said, that the Chief Minister has said that the project should begin by November this year and should get completed by 2019.
Suyesha Sawant there with all the latest on the Mumbai Trans-Harbour link. Thank you so much for that update. Now moving on, but sticking to Mumbai then, with Mumbai's air quality depleting day by day, the Bombay High Court's plan to give a verdict on the heaps of coal on Mumbai Port Trust's land in Suri will help in reducing Mumbai's pollution. My colleague Aishwarya Paliwal, who was at the High Court today, gets us this report.
Tons of coal that has been the cause of many respiratory diseases like tuberculosis and asthma amongst the citizens of Sivri might soon be a thing of the past. The residents in Sivri had filed PIL in Bombay High Court against Mumbai Port Trust against the dumping of coal that was taking place in the heart of the city. Now, the Bombay High Court today said that it will take a final verdict on this issue tomorrow. If the verdict is in favor of residents, it will be great not only for the residents who stay close by, but also for the whole of Mumbai, as the coal dust particles are as tiny as 10 microns, and once they enter our body, they are extremely difficult to flush out. If this happens, then tomorrow Mumbaikars will have one less reason that will pollute their air.
Time now to take a look at some news that's making waves in the property market. No premium will be charged on fungible FSI for redevelopment of projects on mill lands in Maharashtra. Unique Builders and Kimaya Builders have entered into a joint venture, and Walmart India plans to open another 15 stores in Andhra Pradesh. Here's a look at all those stories in brief.
In Maharashtra, no premium will be charged on the fungible FSI for the redevelopment of chawls and residential buildings on mill lands. The move will benefit over 6,000 families residing here. Mill workers also have been offered affordable housing on mill lands. Nearly 7,000 tenements have been provided by MHADA so far, with another 2,600 units under construction. A joint venture between Unique Builders and Kimaya Build has raised nearly 52 crore rupees through non-convertible debentures. This amount will be used for the development of an SRA project at Kandivali East. While Unique Builders will be the construction and development partner, Kimaya Build will act as an SRA specialist. Walmart India plans to open an additional 15 cash and carry stores in Andhra Pradesh. The company will also set up a center for sourcing agriculture products from small and marginal farmers in the state. Walmart already has 3 stores in Andhra Pradesh.
With that, it's time now for our special series, Breathless in India. When Delhi leads, other cities will follow. After poor quality forced the Delhi government to act, the National Green Tribunal has asked all states to submit a detailed report on air quality. The report needs to be sent in by the 9th of February. Delhi, which already has an ongoing case on the matter, has been excluded from this order. My colleague Amita Balachandra gets us this report.
That's right, National Green Tribunal has directed states across the country to submit data on air quality in their respective states, especially by assessing or collecting samples of ambient air quality or surrounding air quality by the 9th of February. Now, what we're also hearing is that Delhi has been excluded from this list, especially because there is already a case going on Delhi's air pollution in the Supreme Court of India, which is why this, order is directed at states apart from Delhi. Now, NGT has looked at 15 cities so far which have worsening air quality. Now, out of that list, you will know that Mumbai, Bengaluru, Pune, Kolkata and Chennai feature in that list. Now, also we're hearing that states have to file an affidavit on steps that they will be taking to reduce air pollution in their respective states, and there are a couple of mandates that NGT has put out for states to look at before filing that report. First, of course, is the dust emission that comes from construction. Second is vehicular emission, which is such a big problem, especially in a city like Delhi and Mumbai and Bengaluru. And third, of course, is burning of waste, emissions from municipal solid waste. Now, all of these things have to be looked at before tabling that comprehensive report. However, that report has to be submitted to the NGT by the 9th of February.
Now moving on, with sales showing a muted pickup across cities, developers are cashing in on every opportunity. The Lohri Makar Sankranti weekend is no exception. My colleague Suresha Sawant gets us a brief of what you can look out for in the market if you're in the process of narrowing down your options to buy a property.
For those of you looking to buy a property in the first month of 2016, have several options to look through before you make the final choice. Tata Value Homes is launching homes across 6 cities at one price. For the next 4 days, you can book a 2 BHK for nearly 32 lakhs in any one of the cities of your choice. Also up this weekend is a double bill, the CREDAI MCHI Expo in Thane and Pune. This comes on the heels of last weekend's exhibition in Navi Mumbai, which had almost 100 builders displaying about 400 projects. Banks too have got into the act. India's biggest bank, the State Bank of India, is coming out with a mega e-auction of prime commercial and residential properties across nearly 100 cities. While the actual auction is on January 19th, those interested should get a valid digital certificate with an e-auction ID and password. Clearly, Realty Inc. is doing all it can to help buyers strike a festive deal. What remains to be seen is whether they will reap a bumper harvest. Suresha Sawant, Magic Bricks Now.
Now, have you ever faced an issue where all of your chargers were bunched together and ended up getting tangled? What if I told you there was an easy do-it-yourself trick that will not only stop your chargers from getting tangled, but will also organize your different chargers, be it your mobile, laptop or more. Take a look at this fun make-it-yourself project by Design It Yourself's Akash Berry.
First, you'll need a cardboard piece. Make sure it's sturdy, thoda mazboot ho. Pair of scissors, double tape, and take a piece of paper and draw an octopus on it. और अगर आपको octopus बनाना नहीं आता, you can always buy a picture and use a marker and cut it off. Now you'll ask me, why not a cat or a dog and why an octopus? Because octopus has tentacles, जो dogs के पास नहीं होते, cats के पास नहीं होते, and these tentacles can be used as wire holders. So now we will place this octopus on this cardboard piece so that it can be used as a stencil. Take a marker, sketch pen or a pencil to draw the borders. Once you have drawn the border, using a cutter or scissors, simply start cutting at the edges. Your octopus will be ready. Or should I call it your wire organizer? These tentacles will be used to hold wires. I'll show you. For example, this is your phone charging cable. मैं इसे इन tentacles के अंदर fit करूंगा like this. Here we go. So यहाँ पे टिका रहेगा, it won't fall down. Your other phone charger, your laptop wire maybe your USB cable. Then using double tape, we will stick our octopus table के side पर like this. Now our life is sorted.
Indeed, sorted it is then. Moving on, the interiors of a home are as important, if not more important, than the exteriors, and I'm sure that plenty of us love to dress our space to the best of our abilities. However, there is one constraining object when it comes to sprucing up your interiors, and that is your budget. If you have a small budget but want to bring a sheen to your home, then here's a cool tip you can use from this week's episode of the Interior Show. Take a look.
Most clients are averse to having a rug, maybe because it's at the end of the project. So it's the end of their budget as well. Mm-hmm. So while it really adds a lot of sophistication to your interiors, and also it could give the pop of color, it unifies the whole area. So it's a very important element.
Okay. So Chaitali, tell me, what is the difference between a carpet and a rug?
A carpet is generally a lot more finer and richer. Even the craft that goes behind making it is a more tedious process and time-consuming process. Mm-hmm. You're weaving different materials like silk and wool to create that wonderful blend and softness to your carpets. Okay. Whereas rugs is something that you might even have in your bathroom. It's something a lot cheaper and a lot more casual.
So talking about carpets versus rugs, when do you think would rug be a better option?
If you have children and you're looking more on the children play area where you want to bring that softness to your flooring, that's a great place where you can have, because it's easier maintenance as well, and like I said, it's a lot more cost effective. Okay. And you would generally use carpets more in areas where you're entertaining, like living rooms, bar areas, and it's also become very popular in commercial spaces for MDs, cabins, all of that.
So if you could give our viewers few tips while they go out carpet shopping, what would they be?
So the first thing is it's great that they are actually thinking about having a carpet, because many clients feel that they've spent so much on Italian flooring that they want every square inch to show. What they don't realize is that leaves the furniture pieces very loose and floating. So carpet really binds that together and creates a warm, cozy setting within the larger space. So that is one tip. The second tip is, of course, the colors. Do you need just a pop of color? Is the carpet going to be a main element and everything else subtle around it? So that is a call that they need to take as well.
And with that, we have completely run out of time over here. But remember, if you have any feedback or suggestions for us, write to us on the email ID flashing on your screens. We're also on Twitter and Facebook, so feel free to tweet to us or post a query on our Facebook page. We would love to hear from you. Also, remember to check out our live streaming website, www.mbnow.in. And with that, it is a wrap on this edition of the news on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.